Hey, how you doing today? Today is April 13th, 2022, and today I'm here with my take on the USFL, the new league, the new season, starting on this Saturday with the competition between the New Jersey Generals and the Birmingham Stallions. I'm looking forward to seeing it, but it's a new league, so what's going on with this USFL? Do you know anything about it? It's football. And anybody knows football, it's a football. We're going to be throwing it. Somebody's going to run it. Hopefully no fumbles. Hopefully nobody gets hurt. A couple of tackles. Maybe a couple of bad calls. But it's still football. So what could be so different about this? Why is it so different? Well, I'm here to tell you, first of all, I'm a hardcore NFL fan. Saints fan to my heart. But when football ends, I tell you, I get a little bit lost. So I'm kind of glad that it's a little different, that we have football in the spring. That's right, football in the spring. Can't get better than that, man. We got to roll with it. So let's start learning about it if you don't know much about it already. I know myself, I watched it a long time ago. You can see all the gray hairs on the beard. But didn't know much about it back then. And, start to learn about it now, and I think I'm going to like it. The first thing to want to talk about today is the different rules in the NFL. Now, if you like my video so far, please look down below, hit that like button, and please click and subscribe, because Common Sense Bets, this is our first show. Now, no, I didn't say that the first time when I got on, because, quite honestly, it's my first show. And kind of like the USFL, I'm new as well at this. So if you just bear with me, I'm just going to grind it out. I'm not afraid of making mistakes. I'm not afraid of not knowing. Whatever I don't know, I know one thing, I can learn it. And same thing we're going to do about the USFL. We're going to learn about that together the same way I'm learning about YouTube. Now, I can tell you this, it's kind of like my birthday. Like, not really my birthday, but it's my birthday. The day that this video in this station, this channel, is born. That's April 13th, 2022. And no better way to start off than with looking at the USFL and the new rules that are in place. Okay, let's try this again. I'm new at this. So USFL rules is what we're going to look at today. Not only are we going to look at the rules, we're going to look at the rankings. I'm not going to go in deep on the rankings as of yet on this video, but look for another video coming out very soon that will kind of go in depth on the rankings and why I chose them, and also a little bit about the rosters. But in the meantime, like I said, we're still trying to find out about this USFL. So let's take a look at some of the rules that I find unique, and there are 4 significant ones. And number one, I find this is just fascinating. To me, it's just fascinating. And it's concerning touchdowns. Touchdowns, our number one priority. The number one thing we play the game for other than winning the Super Bowl or a championship. But a touchdown in the USFL gives you not one option, not 2 options, but 3 options. Isn't that great? Isn't that wonderful? How is that going to work? Well, first of all, you score a touchdown, you have the same options as the NFL. Of course, you can select to kick an extra point. And if you do so, you kick that from the 15-yard line. And you make it, of course, now you got 7 points. Now, the other option would be placing the ball at the 2-yard line. And, of course, like in the NFL, play from scrimmage and maybe score a 2-point conversion and get 2 points. So now you add 8 points. Now that's very similar. That's something that we're very familiar with. But the thing I like about the USFL that I find quite fascinating is the third option. Oh my God. The third option is placing the ball at the 10-yard line. And if you make the play, you get 3 points. That's right. 3 points. 3. Tres. Or tree, as we might say down here. 3 points. Now, that's something. So now, you can score a touchdown and get as much as 9 points. Bruh, that's game changing. Don't know if it's going to work. I'm sure it's going to cause some drama, but I'm kind of curious and excited to see how that may work. Now, the second main rule that they have also is that the offense, they got a lot of privilege to begin with, but they could throw a pass in the NFL. But in the USFL, you can throw 2. Yes, right, 2 forward passes. That's where the quarterback can throw it to a wide receiver, who can then throw it to another wide receiver or a running back or an eligible player downfield. Now, I don't know about you, but I can't wait to see that happen for several reasons. Number one, I'm sure people are going to go for it. And I'm sure some are going to make it. But I'm sure there are going to be some good calls and some bad calls that could determine the game. So just to me, just that one rule alone opens up a whole new dynamic in football as far as what the offense can do and what the defense has to do to stop them. And like I say, decisions on the offensive side, decisions on the defensive side could cost somebody a job. But then again, you can always become famous by just making that play. So once again, a fascinating rule. Now, we'll go on to the third rule. And the third rule is that some teams may choose, instead of a kickoff, to do an onside kick. One of the most famous onside kicks that I love was my famous Saints in the Super Bowl. What better way to open up a second half and to beat old Peyton Manning with an onside kick? All praises to Sean Payton and my New Orleans Saints. But hey, not to digress with the love of my life, let's just move forward. Onside kicks, or you can select to go 4th and 12. Now that's interesting, right? As an alternative, and I'm going to read it, to onside kicks, a team can elect to take 4th and 12 from their 33-yard line. With the first down, the team keeps the ball. Pretty good, actually. If you got a drive going on, you need a score. You get to keep the ball if you should succeed on that play. Kind of like an onside kick. You go and try to kick it, and you fake it, and you get the ball back, or you don't. And then, of course, with no conversion, the defense gets the ball in great position. So it's kind of a big gamble, so to speak, that a coach would have to take, a defensive coordinator would have to choose to do, or stop him, offensive coordinator. But then think about it. If you get it, you can keep going to drive. But one thing you got to be aware of, that on that play, should the defense get a sack, and you know it happens, especially against some of those teams, Aaron Donald, you're going to lose a lot, because then if you get sacked, the defense gets the ball at your 10-yard line. Now imagine you have to go back to the front office and to your owner and explain that one. I wouldn't want to have to do that one. But then again, I wouldn't want to be a head coach in the NFL or USFL, because those guys lose their jobs pretty often, even though they get paid pretty well. So let's move on to our final fourth rule that we like to look at, and that's the overtime rule. And this one is really kind of cool, depending on how you want to look at it. Because in the NFL, you get the ball, that person gets the ball. It's a little bit better than the old system. The old system was somebody won a toss, they win, they score, they're gone. Kind of still that way. Well, the USFL goes to a whole new different level when it comes to overtime. In overtime, it includes a best of 3. That's right, 3. Tres or treat. However you want to say it, 3 shootout overtimes. And this will feature every team getting equal starts from the 2-yard line, and each team will get 3 chances. Now you think, well, that should go pretty good. But you know how it is in the world. Things just don't always go right. So, 3 chances, and now we ended up deadlocked still. Well, in the NFL, you have a tie. In the USFL, you keep going. And you keep going, and you keep going until somebody wins the game. Because sooner or later, somebody gonna stop somebody, or somebody just can't score. And that's how you're gonna win the game. And I love that. It's a sudden death winner after the third, after the 3 tries that each team gets. And I think it's pretty fair. Now, like I said, that could be a good thing or a bad thing. Because if you have nothing else to do and you're watching the game and you got time to waste or you're napping, then it's okay. The game go on and on and on because you really don't care. But if you're watching the game with somewhere to go or got something to do, well, you might have to put that on a DVR, or you might have to just go and record that and watch that a little bit later, or put it on the radio, or do like I do. I carry my YouTube TV everywhere with me, put it on the phone, and I'm gone. But, hey, it's still going to be exciting. Overtime's always exciting, especially if your team ends up the winner. So with that, we're going to break for our next part because you want to stay around for this part. The next part is going to be our quick rankings. So just hang on right there, and I'll be right back with those rankings. All right, welcome back to Common Sense Bets. Once again, we're talking a little bit earlier about the different rule changes in the USFL. How is a new game starting up this Saturday? How this is a new station and channel on YouTube trying to help you learn all about sports. With that said, I promise you some of my rankings, and we're going to go ahead and try to do those right now real quickly. Remember, if you like the content so far in the video, look down below, hit the like button, and please subscribe as I am a brand new channel. I cannot grow without your help, but I will be putting content out on a daily, if not daily, weekly basis at first to try to get your attention and enlighten you on different sports. This particular time, we're doing USFL, but the WNBA is starting up soon, and we'll be taking a look at that as well. Right now, let's go a quick look at the 8 teams we have in USFL. And like I said, it's pretty hard to rank a brand new league. We don't have much data to go on. No, not much baselines. You have some college players that played last year and year before, some pros, people who've been around, some journey people. But overall, as a team, no one's ever played together. And we know how that goes. You know, teamwork's everything. Football is clearly a team sport. But like I said, the next video we're going to put out a breakdown of the rosters and some data to back up why my rankings are the way they are right now. So with that said, at number 8, the late 8, that would be the Houston Gamblers. Now, like I said, I won't go into too many details about that, but Houston's a team that's struggling right now, has a lot of question marks. Number 7, that would be the team that's playing on Saturday, the New Jersey Generals. Now, once again, New Jersey also has a lot of questions on offense and defense, and they're going against a team that I think is pretty good, and you'll see that in the ranking that I give them soon. At number 6, kind of going to go with the Michigan Panthers. Pretty much at this point, after the Houston and New Jersey, in my mind, you know, that's pretty much in my mind where I'm looking at the bottom level. This kind of the mid-tier teams. So these next couple of teams can kind of go anyway. But I would feel Michigan would be number 6. I would go with the Philadelphia Stars at number 5. Going to take a look at the Pittsburgh Maulers at number 4. I love that name. Anybody who can maul something really should be ranked number 1. But once again, like I said, we're going to break down reasons why I made these rankings on a different video. But they're a pretty strong team. But they kind of cap off the next tier in my mind. I mean, you can kind of say that the Michigan, Philadelphia, and Pittsburgh would be that mid-level. Now, at number 2 and number 3, in my mind, is also a toss-up. And I'll tell you why I chose them after I tell you what they are. At number 3 will be your Birmingham Stallions, who are also playing in the inaugural game this Saturday. We will put a video out about that game upcoming shortly as well, so look forward to that. But Birmingham is a very strong team. Could easily be number 2, number 1, really. But that's kind of hard to say because when we get to number 1, you'll see why. I kind of went, and it's probably a bias on my part, but they are a strong team with a lot of potential, and that's the New Orleans Breakers. My. We're going to break up some stuff. Trust me, I am. I mean, trust me, we are. They are a question mark, but they're probably maybe the most underrated team or underranked team, and that's kind of why I put them at 2. A lot of different rankings you look at for the USFL have these teams in similar positions. You may find Birmingham number 2, New Orleans number 3, or even 4, or Birmingham number 1. I don't feel that even my team, the New Orleans Breakers, or the Birmingham Stallions, are number 1, but they could be equal 2 and 3, or 2A and 2B. Of course, New Orleans Breakers would be 2A. Because at number 1, I think it's a clear-cut level between number 2, mid-tier, and the low tier, and it's a 4-tier. And there's only 8 teams, but it's a 4-tier, and that would be the Tampa Bay Bandits. I hate to say it. As a New Orleans Saints fan, I'm not much of a Tampa Bay hater, but, it's a big rival. So I would like to see them not do well as always, but then again, good sport is good sport. But Tampa Bay Bandits are a very good team. Very good talent all across the board. And like I said, in a later video, we'll get those breakdowns on each team and, of course, why I ranked them. I kind of hope you enjoyed today's show. Hope you liked my presentation. I'm sure I made some mistakes that I'm sure you guys may want to comment down in the comment area. Maybe tell me what I'm doing wrong, because you guys probably know more about YouTube than I do. I just know I have a passion for sports betting and sports information, and also a passion for responsible and safe betting. And that's what Common Sense Bets is all about. I know I haven't said Common Sense Bets a whole lot, but you keep watching my videos, you'll learn more about what I mean by Common Sense Bets and why I named the channel this. So with that said, peace out.